When it comes to training biceps, you're normally thinking about overall arm size, and that's the first thing that catches your eye. That's the first thing you work to train. But another thing you can actually do to draw a little more attention to your arms is work on the peak of your biceps. Try to build some size, that way they pop out, that way it looks like there's a baseball in there. And one of the ways you can do that, one of the best ways to do that, is by really focusing your curls, getting the form just right, really focusing on that peak, and the best exercise for that just may be the concentration curl. Now this is a very, very old school classic biceps exercise that is sometimes forgotten. And when I see people do it in the gym, a lot of times these days, they're not really executing it well. What we're gonna do right now is show you exactly how to execute it so you can really build those biceps peaks. So let's get to it. So we've got Brett here completely defeating the purpose of the concentration curl right now, doing a concentration curl that you're gonna see often in gyms. So again, when we do the concentration curl, we wanna be focused and we wanna isolate, but he is doing everything except that. We've got a lot of leverage happening here as he's kind of leveraging back. He's got his elbow dug into his knee. He's not really keeping any kind of isolation here. He's just doing reps. The thing we see most often in the concentration curl that people do wrong is you're gonna see his entire torso rock back on every rep. So suddenly he's getting help from a lot of momentum instead of really isolating that biceps and focusing on that biceps, and he's also rushing his reps, not taking his time. What we've got to do is fix all of these things, that way he can really, really attack his biceps peak, really focus in on the curl, and really own the curl. Okay, so let's fix Brett up now. Now the key thing he was doing before that we've really got to correct, and the first thing we've got to correct, is going to be the whole position of his arm. What you see a lot of people do, and what Brett was doing before, was digging that elbow into his thigh, and that's just not a place that's gonna force him to be strict with the curl, which is what we wanna do. So what I wanna see him do is drop his upper arm. Think about getting your triceps up against your thigh, and that's gonna be a position where he's gonna be able to really focus on the curl. The other thing he's gotta think about from this position is, I want that upper arm fully perpendicular to the ground the entire time. As long as that's a thought in your head, as long as that's a focus for you, you're not gonna cheat on this curl because you're gonna focus on maintaining that strict position. From there, I want him to tighten up his core. You want to be active with your body as much as possible when you're doing any kind of exercise, including this one. So he's going to tighten up his core, he's going to tighten up his shoulder blades a little bit. Always look to do that, maintain a little bit of tension to protect that biceps tendon and protect that shoulder. And from there, he's almost ready to do the curl. The other thing we're gonna do is take that offhand. Before he had it against his leg, he was again creating as much leverage as possible, defeating the purpose of the concentration curl. He's gonna take that offhand off that thigh. He's gonna make a fist, really force his core to help him stay in balance, and again, do everything possible to take away any leverage points so that he has to own this movement with his biceps. And now he's gonna curl up. He's gonna keep a nice neutral wrist as he does this, curl up with control, really focusing on working the biceps. And notice what happens when he gets to the very top of the curl. Instead of leaning backwards, which he was doing before and which was the biggest problem with the curl, all he's doing is he's curling up as high as he can while keeping that upper arm perpendicular to the ground, so he's getting a really, really good bicep squeeze out of that. How's that feel, Brett? Great. That is how you do a concentration curl, and that is how we want to see you do it every single time. So there you guys have it, the concentration curl. This is a great finishing move for your biceps workouts. Make sure you go heavy, go with the standard curl or a barbell curl first, maybe get a hammer curl in there second, but then once you've done that, you can really focus on those peaks. There's a couple ways we can use the concentration curl too. You could easily do, say, 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, really focusing on every single rep, or we can have a little bit of fun too. Let's go 30 seconds on reps for one arm, then 30 seconds on reps for the other arm. Go back and forth for 3 minutes like that. You'll wind up with 3 good sets and you'll wind up with a nasty pump in your arm. That's why we're doing the concentration curl. So make sure you get this in your workouts. You will feel this in your arms, I promise you.